UK Supreme Court says that only women born as female will have access to women-only services such as female-only prisons, housing for abused women, and not anyone who's changed their gender. This is like somebody telling you that, in fact, a rectangle is not a triangle. And, like, think about if there has been a geometry debate for the last 10 years, and there's been a group of people that have been just adamant, militant, vicious, aggressive, out for blood to tell you that a rectangle is a fucking triangle. And finally, somebody says, no, it's not. It's actually a fucking rectangle. This is a huge victory for, what do you call it? A huge victory for common sense. Massive victory for common sense, especially in the UK. You don't get a whole lot of those. And so the Supreme Court backs bylaw. Let's look at this.
The unanimous decision of this court.
It says unanimous. You see that? Thank God. So that means there's not any goofballs in there. No goofballs.
Woman and sex in the Equality Act.
Let me dial this back.
That the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex.
Yes.
But we counsel against reading this judgment as a triumph of one or more groups in our society at the expense of another. It is not. As I shall explain later in this hand-down speech, the Equality Act 2010 gives transgender people protection not only against discrimination through the protected characteristic of gender reassignment, but also against direct discrimination, indirect discrimination, and harassment in substance in their acquired gender.
So you can see, right? And this is, I mean, like, all that makes sense, right? You can't harass them, but they're also not the same as a biological woman. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable thing to think. I think everybody thinks that pretty much. Don't go around harassing somebody, but that doesn't mean that you've got to go and act like they're the same thing as a biological woman, right? And so that's it. And anyway, it's perfectly reasonable. It is. It's perfectly reasonable. Huge win for common sense. LOL, what? The UK did that? Surprise. Yeah, I know. It's a great thing. A rare bit of good news from the UK. And before the Supreme Court is arrested for that offense. And women-only services. So, like, there's a lot of services, like, for example, like female-only prisons, housing for abused women. So the fact is that these services exist because of the intrinsic nature they have of being segregated. Like, again, there's a reason why you have female-only prisons. There's a reason why there is housing that is just for abused women. And, like, that's it. And you might not think that's fair because it's discrimination, but everybody that knows that it makes sense, right? Everybody, like, you gotta be out of, that's me, not you, sorry. You gotta be out of your fucking mind to think that it's not. And so anyway, you saw that Chinese are fleeing China right now? No, I'll look at that later on. But problem is they consider not thinking them as biological women as harassment. Well, they're not biological women. It's just a fucking fact. Like, you might not like to hear that if you're a trans person or whatever. And I can see how for you it would suck because, like, you want to be seen as this other type of person and you want people to like you, etc. But the fact is that if you're trans, it is not the same thing as being a biological female. And everybody knows this. Literally everyone fucking knows this. The only reason why anybody pretends like they don't is because they're afraid of getting canceled. Everybody fucking knows this. And so anyway, too bad. Yeah, exactly. And so that's really what I think more than anything. What about straight males? Are we getting anything? Well, I mean, no. This is for women-only prisons because in a lot of cases, straight males are the ones that beat them. Like, men and women both initiate domestic violence often, but, I mean, like, if you're getting in a fight with a bear, it doesn't really matter if you start the fight or the bear starts the fight. The bear's going to win the fight. And so that's really the reason why. It's like women are in a disadvantageous position, right? Like, that's it. And like, yeah, you're lying? Really? So you getting your ass beat up by women all the time? Damn, that sucks, bro. Like, you a bitch. Damn, so do y'all know we got a pussy in chat? We got a pussy ass bitch in chat. What is going to get your ass beat up by a girl? You getting beat up by a girl, brother. What is wrong with you? Oh my God. Yeah, did you drop your gay card? What's going on about this? Shut up, man. Well, you being such a little bitch. Her name is Emma Frost. Well, if only I could be so lucky. But here's the thing. This is a great thing. I'll tell you that. And yeah, let's see here. I'll find the rest of it. Rarest UKW ever. And crazy this is coming from the UK. And it's just nuts. Huge one for women over there. Hope stuff like this continues to happen. It is going to happen. You deserve what's happening to you. Every news that I read is very violent revolt. It says like a new McDonald's just opened kind of news. I don't know about that. And in saying that woman born as female is a statement that anyone has to clarify. I think that, again, the age of the mental illness SSRI Karens is waning. We are seeing the death throes of that age, and I can't wait to see it. It's amazing. Gender transition surgery is typically expensive. Odds are those who have fully transitioned don't require those services, or am I wrong? You're kind of wrong, and also people's financial situations can change pretty fast too, right? I mean, like you may have had a lot of money at 19, maybe you inherited money, but now you're 30 and you lost the money, or you lost your job or something. Like, I see what you're saying. I'm just not really, I'm not about it. So yeah, if a woman hits a man, is it okay for him to hit her back? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, unequivocally. Absolutely. Don't hit people. It's pretty simple. Yeah. Maybe after the third punch? I don't know. It depends, right? I mean, I think that everybody's going to make their own decision. Now, I can tell you something, right? I want to tell you a little story. It's a story about my friend named Jeff. My friend named Jeff was married to a stripper. It didn't go very well. So, he's downtown. Her name, I swear to God, was Angel. So, she fucking breaks like a glass on his head or something like that in 6th Street, right? Like, everybody's downtown, and she gets in an altercation with Jeff, and she, like, hits him or something like that. The cops get called. The cops show up. Now, just take a guess. Is it the stripper that is sitting in the cop car? Or is it the former disabled veteran, Jeff, who's sitting in the cop car? Just take a guess who's in the cop car. It's Jeff. That's right. Big shock. You couldn't believe it, could you? And so anyway, if you want to hit a chick, the fact is the rules are against you, right? And so do so at your own, what do you call it? At your own peril. And try to, and this is the same with anything, right? I mean, it's never a good thing to be violent. And if you can ever avoid being violent, you should. But, you know, in the same way that I support self-defense, that doesn't mean that I always think that that's like the best option every single time. The best option is to just remove yourself from the situation as best you can, right? That's always what it is. And so, yeah, too many knights in shining armor. Yeah. What happened to Jeff, though? Nothing. He got out. Is fine. Like, everything was okay. Like, it's not a big deal. But, like, you know, it was the implication, right? That, like, he's now the one that needs to be restrained. I've had a lot of friends that have had shit like this happen, right? As I said, I grew up... a lot of my friends have, you know, like, as I said, like, everybody was, like, getting mad about Extra Emily, like, running that red light. And I was like... Like, so, you know, the people I grew up with, right? Very different culture. And so, like, I just didn't really see it as nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. And so you can kill people, though? Well, I mean, you don't want to, right? But, like, obviously, like, at a certain point for self-defense, sure. But, you know, that's not a point you want to be at. Because even if you kill somebody in self-defense, like, you're probably going to have PTSD from that. You're going to be in court for the better part, if not more than a year. You are risking going to jail. Like, you want that to be your last resort. Just like with the rules, right? Like personally, if you kill somebody in self-defense, I think W, right? Like, good. But at the same time, like, you should not take my ideology and apply that in a lot of ways, because, like, I can say that, but you're the one that's going to have to show up to court, right? You're the one that's going to have to show up to court. You're going to have to pay the lawyers. You're going to have to deal with all this shit yourself. So, like, it's easy for me to say that because I'm writing checks you got to cash. So always think about what's in your best interest and think about how to resolve something in a way that's most beneficial for you. And so that's the way I see it. So, more on fly. Yeah, anyway, so that's really it. And huge Karens won today. Yeah, but actual Karens. Yeah, actual Karens. And that's the thing. That's the whole thing. Like, and really, it comes down to it. This is, yeah. Not everyone's built to have a corpse on their conscience. No doubt. But anyway, so yeah, this is a huge W for the UK. Backs the biological definition of a woman. Everybody knows this, but some people, no man can be a lesbian. I mean, I'm a lesbian. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I'm only attracted to women. Like, yeah. So I mean, I don't know how you could say. I could literally look at me. I'm a lesbian. Who else is a lesbian here? Same. Yeah, exactly. Right. We all are.